integration of the East African community in particular, and Africa in general, is not a matter of luxury, but a matter of necessity. Because this is about our lives as the East African people and as the African people. As you may all be aware, honorable members and the public, Africa, just like the president has put it, we have been victims of circumstances, and some of the things we are not the ones responsible. You are all aware, the African people were traded as slaves. We were herded as goods, as if we were cattle, into the markets. They were calling them slave markets. Time came when the African people, we were divided. And that's why you see me, I'm the other side, and then the right honorable Wetangula is this side. We were divided as if they were dividing a loaf of bread. We were not responsible for that. Again, as we fought, because colonialism was physical, these colonialists withdrew. But as you are aware, they have come back in the form of neo-colonialism. In fact, this time, they are now controlling us both physically and virtually. They are there smartly, they are now controlling us. Your Excellency, that is a serious threat to the African people, and it is therefore our responsibility for those of us in the leadership of Africa to ensure that we insulate Africa against these disruptive forces, Your Excellency. You have just given a number of examples, but let me just bring out two. The very last points you mentioned about debt management and responsible sovereign lending, right, Your Excellency. These are part of the disruptive forces. It is therefore our responsibility either to stand up, to be counted, or we again be hardened like they did before. Your Excellency, we have 3 points here which I want to bring to your attention. That for us to achieve our integration agenda, in fact, our mission and vision rotates around deepening cooperation and widening, deepening integration and widening cooperation. But it will take us to sacrifice if we are to achieve our integration agenda. Your Excellency, I want to bring to your attention 3 issues in as far as the integration agenda of East Africa is concerned. And you have talked about them. But while you are addressing us, you again gave us an assignment that can someone summarize what you have said? The blood started flowing very fast from my head to the toes because I had been asked to move a vote of thanks. I said, now, am I not going to have a retake in this assignment? But let me put it right, Your Excellency. In East Africa, so far as noted, we have made tremendous achievements. But if it were a child, we haven't started even crawling. This child is just starting to sit, and that's where East Africa is. One of the challenges which we have, right, Your Excellency and Honorable Speaker, is about funding to the community. funding to the community. Your Excellency, I'm now serving my second and last term in Eala. For us, we have only 2 terms, if you are lucky to be re-elected. When we joined in 2017, each partner state was contributing $8.3 million to the community. Now, as we talk, and even that money is not enough. As you are aware, some countries will pay on time, and others will pay later, and others will start again demanding them after 2 or 3 years to pay. So meaning that even in the community budget is affected by the funding mechanism. But I want to take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to thank the Republic of Kenya and to thank you, Your Excellency, because Kenya has always been at the forefront in terms of funding, disbursement of the funds to the community. As we talk now, Kenya has already contributed 100% of its share, right, Your Excellency. So we thank you. But as we talk, this money has come down from 8.3 about 6 years ago to 7.8 million, 7.3 million. Now, Your Excellency, are we going ahead or we are driving in reverse? Because as we talk, we are even having more institutions and organs being created. And you have just tasked us here to ensure that those laws for fast-tracking the monetary union, we are able to do them. And in those laws, they are supposed to create institutions, for your information. Now, we are reducing the budget. Now, Your Excellency, what we want to bring to your attention as a member of the summit is that reconsider. We are aware that there is a sustainable funding mechanism that has been proposed, but still when you analyze it very well, it is just looking at how to generate the 7.3 million to go to East Africa, but not to increase. So we are requesting that you reconsider this position to increase funding to the community, such that you are able to be facilitated, the organs and institutions are able to be facilitated well to promote the integration agenda, Your Excellency. So we request that you escalate this to your colleagues, and we are sure if you prioritize East Africa, you have just told us we shall have an expanded market, and where is this market, there will be production, and where there is production, there will be investment, and therefore employment. All these hustlers of yours, where you also belong, will be absorbed, Your Excellency. So we request that you prioritize East Africa, Your Excellency. Number 2, I told you that we have 3. 1 is about funding. Number 2, this one is even yours. You are a champion of reforms. You have championed reforms. You are championing reforms at the UN, at the African Union, at the World Bank. Now, to mention it, but what? A few. Now, what happens to East Africa? Your Excellency, we are requesting that you champion reforms also in EAC. And those ones will entail 1. We are aware that there is a consideration of the making of the Confederation Constitution. But that one is going to take time. You have even just appealed to colleagues, South Sudan and elsewhere, to ensure that they go and mobilize the population and governments to participate in their proposals. So it may take time. So we are proposing that there are a number of amendments which have been prepared, and others are coming to the treaty. So as we work on the Confederation Constitution, let us amend the treaty to enable us work where we have not been able to work well. Eala is not autonomous, Your Excellency. We are requesting that make Eala autonomous.